88.3 WXOU, the greatest. We're sitting here at Royal Oak Music Theater with Mike Hranica from the Prada. Mike, how's it going, buddy?
It's going well. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. I've actually never been in this room of Royal Oak Music Theater, and it's a wonderful, like, all the sign stuff and the artwork.
However many ways you can draw a penis.
Yeah, it's all like been tried. Look, it's veiny.
Sort of Speedo over there, a marijuana penis. Just kind of out by the door. There was an Aslay Dine one somewhere I saw where the penis tip said Aslay Dine. I don't know. Pull that up.
Well, you know what? It's special. It's special in here. This is the kickoff to the 818 tour, the tour behind the new album. And what's it like when during the start of a tour for you guys?
It can be nerve-wracking. We did about 2 weeks in the UK and Ireland earlier in October, and we started to kind of feel out the songs and see how they just sort of the interaction live-wise. So we feel really ready to go for this, and I'm happy about that. Really well prepared, and I mean, I'm sure everyone says like we're really excited to do this tour, but there's something in the air right now that is very enchanting, and we're happy to be kicking things off.
Very cool, man. I feel like the weather is going to be a little bit of a, like, almost getting people feeling the whole vibe of the show a little. It's that time of the year, too.
Perhaps.
You gotta have some bad weather to get ready for, like, a real metal show, I think.
I mean, still, I feel like it's fine here.
It's fine. You're from Chicago. It's always like this, all the time.
Ah, man. I was riding my motorcycle all summer. First summer home this year. It was great.
Oh man, that sounds
Bring the
nice.
snow. I'm ready, man. Freezing.
I'm next to a crazy guy, I think. We'll see. A few days ago, you did the charity show in Pittsburgh. You obviously, despite all of our wishes, are a Pens fan. But did this really cool $818 charity show. How was that? How was the whole experience in Pittsburgh?
It was great. Coincidentally, it's just somehow Pittsburgh is like our charity show. I think it was 2011 we did another charity show. It was for Katrina survivors. But we canceled a show because of a sort of shady conditions a couple of months ago. So we said, we're going to come and we're going to give all the money away because we don't care. So yeah, we went back and did our charity show for Pittsburgh homeless folks. And it was awesome. Sold out. Halloween, so a lot of zombies. There was Wayne and Garth, which won my favorite costume award. I was wearing Pirates and Pittsburgh or Penguins jerseys. I did wardrobe changes, and there were "Let's Go Pens" chants. So
I'm sure the energy was just awesome. If anyone didn't know, Mike over here is into sports big time.
It's true.
Obviously, besides the Pens, what are some of your other favorite teams?
I mean, I'm out of Pittsburgh, so it's Bucks, Steelers, and Pens. But I've been living in Chicago for almost 5 years now, and now I'm into basketball. So I got the Bulls, and it's awesome. It's so exciting for this time of year and whatnot. And I pull for Blackhawks when I can, and then Bears are always just a little bit pathetic, but I'll pull for them. So, and I'm also, my old man went to Penn State, so.
Okay.
However, I don't want to be such a villain here. I wanted Tigers to go.
Well, thank you for that, at least. It was a tough out for us. It was, and what happened after, it was.
I pull for Lions and Tigers, and even the Wolverines whenever I can.
Okay.
But the Wings.
You know what? The hate it goes both ways.
Okay, I understand.
We can agree.
Be civil.
You're right. We can be civil in our disagreement, unless we're actually at a game or watching a game. Then it's not so civil.
Yeah, we just need to be apart. It's
yeah,
fine.
Absolutely. Something I heard about recently that you're just releasing a short story called "Home for Grave." Tell us a little bit about the story behind that whole writing process and what it's about.
I've always been very, very inspired to write fiction, to where before I joined the band, all I wanted to do was either seek journalism or creative writing, and then I joined the band somehow, and I had the pleasure of being able to write consistently. And then I think it really all started with the Zombie EP, where I had the opportunity to really delve into a less than realistic era or sort of realm. And then it kind of started there. Dead Throne, I don't think ever got too fictional, but just really got exaggerated and dramatic. And then on 818, I was able to write a song called Home for Grave, which was entirely fictional about a man and goes through a sort of narrative perspective. And I just wanted to actually write a story. You can't do that much with a song. I mean, it's 3 minute something, whatever. And I wanted to really expand. I didn't want to do like a novel on this guy, but I wanted to basically work within sort of simple stereotypes as far as character development, and go into routine, which is I'm very drawn to for some reason. I love routine and sort of exposing mediocrity. And I try to do that a lot in writing, but I've never been able to do it too much within The Devil Wears Prada, but now I am.
And have these routines been something that have been going on for a long time recently? Is it sort of when did the whole writing process of this start?
For 818 or Home for Grave?
For Home for Grave.
I wrote it in 3 weeks. It was quick. We wrote the song when we were doing our second stint of like really straightforward writing in Portland in January. We wrote Home for Grave, and then I wrote the story when we were finishing up. Well, not finishing up, but while we were on tour with A Day to Remember in Australia. So you have to fly to every show. And before that, we did 3 weeks in the UK. So I started building a sort of skeleton, and I just put it together, and then got back to Chicago, spent the rest of the summer in Chicago, and just read it too many times to where I never want to read it ever again. Edited and came up with what it is.
I think it's cool how, like, honestly, when you do something so much, like when you put so much work into a piece of art, you get tired of it. It becomes this really overly self-examining thing.
It is, and it almost feels a little, not conceited, but like so like self-fulfilling and not selfish, but it's like, why am I spending so much time with myself?
Why is this thing occupying me so much? Yeah, like
the other guys, like, especially like Chris, will like listen. I wouldn't be able to tell you how many times he's heard 818, because he's really like the supervisor when it came to the mixing and mastering process and all of this. And he listened to all of it, and I'm just like, I just sit back because I'm like, man, I'm gonna hate this record if I have to hear it so many times. But yeah, I think that's a part of working on something, creating something from nothing.
Very cool, man. Now every time we talk, I bring up the one tattoo you have, the Stephen Colbert portrait tattoo.
Now I remember speaking with you.
Yeah, now you remember. Yep. Okay, so when we talked about that, you also brought up the idea of doing another one for Neil Armstrong, I believe. I think there was an idea of you doing another one.
Oh no, I might have said Neil Young.
Neil Young. Oh, I'm stupid.
Totally different than Neil Armstrong.
Totally different. I was like, I thought, yeah, I mix up names easily. It's a long process. So, but why do you do those?
Because I live in regret. No, I actually came up with an idea. My next portrait is actually going to be a Penguins tattoo. So.
Of course it will be. Which will it be like
everyone mad in Detroit?
Oh my God!
Sorry, God, I swear.
How can we love you and hate you at the same time? You're making it tough.
I really love Michigan. I love playing here. I love the state. So many friends from Michigan. Michigan always comes to Chicago, to where I hang out at these bars and meet people, and it's like, yeah, I used to see you guys over at so and so over in like Downriver or something. It's like. Michigan, like, I love Michigan. Don't hate me. However, I expect a sort of reverence to my pure conviction with my home teams.
Well, you know what? I think it's gonna feed sort of the energy tonight when we see that. When we see that
hateful energy, yeah.
You better be ready to get into it, I guess. I don't know.
I think I'm ready.
Okay, good.
We'll see.
Good. Speaking of the live show, just what are you expecting to do differently on this tour than previous tours?
I'm really excited about the sort of instrumentation on the tour, primarily and very selfishly because I get to play more guitar and I also get to play my Moog on one of the songs, which people will see. But just getting to play something other than just yelling is very, very rewarding for me. And just a couple days ago, we were doing rehearsals for the tour, locking in the set list, the songs, and everything. And we're able to build a little bit more to where I can do more musically. And I know it's very minuscule. It's nothing so major, but to me, it's very encouraging, and it really feeds me, and I love that.
Being able to bring in new things to the live show and just in general.
True. I guess by the time people see this, they've already seen the show.
Yeah.
But I don't want to talk about it anyway because I want you to see the show and feel what is happening.
Right. This is a side piece to the actual experience. People can be like, you know what, this is what Mike is excited about doing. It's own thing.
Yeah, it's people need to see the show, and people. I think that I hope that it can all reflect in not such a way of like, oh, they're being what's the word I'm looking for? Pretentious. I hope it doesn't seem that way, but to us, it feels just so good and true. So that's what we're doing, and maybe in a couple of weeks, everyone's gonna just hate it, and we're gonna have to like, all right, we'll play songs from Plagues. So we'll see.
You know, from the fact that you haven't stopped grinning, I think it's all good. I think it's a good sign of things.
I mean, I saw the Penguins last night. I can't stop.
It just keeps coming back to like punch me in the face.
I'm not punching you in the face.
No.
It's not like the Wings are a bad team.
Not literally.
No.
We just can't get away from it, kid. It's just gonna be.
I love sports, man.
I know. I appreciate that about you. It makes you fun to talk to. It actually makes you fun to talk to. But with this band, I mean, you guys have been around for a little while. What do you guys try to do that allows you to consistently get a sense of accomplishment or what you're trying to do with the band?
I think that a lot of the things we sort of move with is a sense of non-complacency, and I think that as far as like what I was just talking about, as far as like the instrumentation and introducing things that can challenge us and move things a little bit further forward is to us what feels so true, and to what us feels like when like our booking agent was out at the Pittsburgh show, and he's like, dude, you've never sounded so good, and I'm like, man, you tell me that every time, and I challenged him into this. He's like, and he felt like kind of like like I was being a little bit of a dick, pardon my language, and he was like no, I actually mean it. I'm like, you always say we sound better, you always say we're better, but to me it's just I think that we're all exhausted and we're tired, but we never want that to hinder us as far as like knowing all of the really bad bands that we're like, man, how can you swallow that? We never want to just sit back and be like, I don't know, like chin up and being like snooty about it. I don't know. I just think that there needs to be a certain level of creativity that's introduced within different things that we put ourselves within, and always a level of intention and direction into those same things. This is probably all reflecting very abstract. And
it is. But it makes you look like smart and like you enjoy what you do.
It's all deception.
You hate this job.
No, I love this job.
There you go. Here you go, people. He loves doing this.
Take it or leave it.
Makes you kind of likable, I guess.
You're lying.
I like the Penguins way.
Yeah, you're lying to yourself. You hate me.
It's constant love-hate with you, man. It just keeps coming out. I keep seeing Ben pacing back and forth. So one more question. Last time we talked a few weeks ago, the Mike Hranica cookbook. We need some progress on that one. I've got it in big bold writing right here.
There it is.
There you go. So, where are we going to move forward on this?
You know, I was a little bit lazy as far as trying out some new recipes since we spoke, and then before I had to head down for tour. However, a smoked tofu casserole is still just in the back of my mind. I can't stop thinking about it. Now I have to wait, 7 weeks till I can go home and cook it. But winter's coming in. I'm starting to use the oven a little bit more rather than doing some like chilled pasta dishes. So, I'm cooking, man. I can't anymore. Now I'm just gonna gain 10 pounds while I'm touring for the next 2 months and hate myself. So there's that.
Does anyone else see how charming this guy is? It's annoying.
Not women.
You're a touring artist. What do you expect?
Artist, that's wrong. I thought you were a journalist. You're calling me an artist.
You're a touring guy that makes sounds with your
Hooligan.
mouth. Hooligan!
I vote hooligan.
There you go.
That's fine.
We're gonna stick with it. Mike, honestly though, always fun talking to you. The tour better live up to expectations. That's all I'm gonna say.
Don't set expectations.
I'm set.
You're opening yourself to disappointment. It's the worst show you've ever seen.
Can I expect?
Leave halfway through. Go watch the Red Wings.
Can I expect that you really are gonna wear a Penguins jersey?
Yeah. I might take it off quickly because I really don't want to bum people out.
And we can cut it there.